Hello and welcome back to another edition of FRL. We are back after we'll call it the winter holidays, and as you can see, we are in Imola, a track obviously new to obviously returning to the F1 calendar last season, and still actually not actually new to the game. It's been around for a few months now, so everybody should be well tuned to the challenges of this circuit, and it's a very, very, very challenging circuit. A lot of people do believe that it suits the wheel more. I think it obviously does because of the high number of chicanes that you have around the track, especially I was going to say especially in the first sector, but they're everywhere. So as you can see, we are about to get underway. I think unfortunately we won't be having a full grid because somebody cannot connect, but what we will look at is the current standings. When I can find them, here they are. Okay, so currently leading the championship is So we've got an amazing battle, it seems, at the moment at the top of the standings between three drivers. You've got Jerome currently on 52 points with Yogurt also on 52 points, and SXT Lars on 50 points, and then you've got Yannick only 7 points back on 45 points. So the top four covered by 7 points. So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out in this race. Behind that, you've got ERT Arnold on 31 points, so 21 points off the lead. So a lot still can change. You've got FRO Ginger currently in P6 on 30 points, so only 1 point separating those two drivers there. Then you've got Sahilu, Keen Hodgson, FBR Santeri. And as I did, I say predict, I don't think my mic was on, but we have got some weather here at the moment. It is often the case around Imola. It does rain. I wonder if there will be rain in the race, and if not, then it'll be interesting to see what the drivers choose to do in regards to their setups, because overtaking is not easy, but you still do need enough straight line speed down that very, very long start finish straight, because DRS is also going to be something that's important. There is only one DRS on this track, so that is going to be the main overtaking place. So like I said, it'll be interesting to see what people choose to go for in regards to strategy. You've got Zach, who's going to be the first man out on track, so he's made his decision, and hopefully whichever decision he's made, it pays off for him. Wait, I'm actually thinking, am I streaming in the correct format, Sugar? Sorry, I'm just trying to see. I don't even think I can check. I can't even check. No, it looks good. Hopefully, let me check on my laptop. The link. Well, I need to find the stream first. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. And is it in high definition? Yes, it is. Okay, cool. Link. Okay, so where are we? Zach is coming through the final corner, and he's going to start his lap. So he'll be the first person to put a lap on the board, barring any invalidations. There's a few cars coming out the pit lane on the right, so we will stay on board for this lap, and I think we'll actually get rid of that UI on the left, and we'll follow him through the very, very tricky first sector, tricky first chicane to nail. You can gain and lose a lot of time bouncing over those yellow sausage curves, and it looks like Zach navigates that fairly well actually. So we'll watch him coming down. This is obviously the first reference that we are going to get, and that looks fairly clean also, smooth sailing for the Ferrari driver. And Alfa Romeo a little bit up the track. We'll see whether or not he gets out of the way. A little bit of obviously a little bit of a wheel spin there on the exit, into the middle sector. Very challenging corner again. You kind of need to commit as much as possible, but very easy to invalidate on the right hand side. Zach managing to keep it well in bounds. And then the downhill, which turns into uphill and he goes off. Yeah, it's so easy to invalidate there, and Zach has done exactly that. Downhill braking, or you're not really braking, you kind of just throw it in, but I think in the wet you probably want to lift a little bit to take the impact off of the rear tyres. We've got Yogurt here also on a lap. He's the next man, I believe, that will set a lap, and he doesn't invalidate there. So this could be a good lap for Yogurt, the man who is in strong contention for a title this season with FRL, obviously only level on points with Jerome at the moment. So we'll look to see what the Ferrari man can do coming through the final corner. A little bit of oversteer, but we'll see. This is going to be the first lap time of the session, and it is a 1:24.4. So that the lap times will almost certainly get quicker and quicker as the session progresses. You've got Ron Zeus coming through the final corner. We'll see what lap time he's about to put in and whether or not it will be competitive enough for top spot. It looks like it will be, and it is a 1:23.0. So already 1.4 seconds faster. FRO Ginger also about to cross the line, and he goes up into P2 on a 1:23.9. The Aston Martin driver Dree XL goes P2 on a 23.8. So the lap times coming in thick and fast. We'll wait to see what some of the other guys can do. Sizzle's invalidated. Obviously, this was the Cal Scout goes up into P4. Sizzle was in contention for a championship in the last season. I'm not sure if we've actually seen him at so far in this current season. I'm just having a look at the standings, and I don't think we have. So this might be the first time we are seeing Sizzle competing in this season. So very, very good to have him back. We'll wait to see what he can do as Ron Zeus goes. Or was he already on? No, sorry, he was already on a provisional pole. Obviously, still very early on in the session. A massive cluster of cars coming through the final sector, as you can see here. Will anybody be setting a lap time? Arnold is starting his lap. Zach does set a lap time, and he goes up into P2, 6 tenths down from Ron Zeus. So at the moment, the Red Bull driver is looking like he's in a good form here in qualifying, and he'll want to probably drop that lap time a little bit more, because I do expect the times to drop as ERT Hannes goes up into P5 on a 1:24.1. And wow, Ron Zeus goes quicker again by 4 tenths of a second. He's now a second clear of anybody else on the field. So interesting to see where he ends up at the end of the session. He looks like he's going to go again for, actually I'm not sure if he'll have enough ERS to go again. FBR Santeri goes up into P2. I believe Ginger may have actually just put himself up into P3 also, as Khalifa comes across the line and goes P6. Jerome goes up into P2. Is Jerome changed? Oh no, okay, yeah, Ariel Jerome. So that's the championship leader. He's now on the front row, still 6 tenths down on Ron Zeus' lap time though. So very impressive lap there from the Red Bull. Because Sizzle didn't manage to do a lap, so he must have been validated. He's going to go again. You have got Michalizzi, who's just gone off the track also. Arnold is coming through the final corner. Let's look to see where the Haas driver can put himself on the track as he's about to come across the line. It looks like a decent lap at the moment, and it is. He goes up into P4, so 1:23.4 for Arnold. Again, quite a few cars coming through the final corner. I wonder if any of them are on quick laps. We have got Yogurt coming towards the start-finish line. Where is he going to put himself? He doesn't improve, but Hannes does improve, and still 4 tenths gap to Ron Zeus. So at the moment, the Red Bull driver, the only man in the 1:22s, he's looking very, very impressive, and it looks like it's going to take a very special lap to knock him off the top spot at the moment. Is anybody currently on said special lap? Arnold is improving by just over 1/10 of a second. So we'll wait to see what his middle sector is like, as Jerome is, he does put in a very good lap, 1:22.5, and he actually pits Ron Zeus, and he's the second man now into the 1:22. That's obviously the championship leader. You've got Arnold, who improved there, I think quite significantly actually. So we'll wait to see if he can also get himself to the 1:22. It looks like the track conditions may be improving slightly as the rain begins to lighten. As I believe that's Lars Quayman that's come across the line. Yep, he's gone up into P6, and his yellow flags, I think that's a car just slowing down out of the pits. So Arnold, the Haas driver, is it going to be good enough to put himself into the top 5? it is. He goes and he's into the 1 minute 22s also. So Arnold up into P4 on a 1 minute 22.9 at the moment. Let's see who else is out on a lap. Khalifa, his teammate, is also improving, but he's got a big bit of oversteer there, and he probably would have lost time. Actually, no, he's still 3 tenths up at the moment, so he actually may find some time. He's got a car up ahead. I wonder if he's gonna be disrupted by that in any way, as Casizzle goes up into P4 on a 1 minute 22.8. So we now have 5 cars up into the 1 minute 22. So the lap time's dropping as obviously expected with 9 minutes to go in this session. So we'll watch Khalifa and see if he can also get his Haas up into the 1 minute 22s. And no, he doesn't, but he goes up into P8 at the moment. So let's have a look around the track and see if anybody is improving. Ginger's on an outlap. Jerome has been validated. Yogurt, the joint championship leader, is improving by 3 tenths of a second. He'll need to find a little bit more time in this middle sector. So we'll watch him on board and see if he can do exactly that. We'll get rid of that timing just for a moment. There are a few cars coming across the start finish, but we want to watch this lap of Yogurt. He's going a little bit wide there. You can see he didn't really find too much time in the middle sector. Still only 3 tenths up. Maybe he's got some time in his pocket in this last sector. You can see the rear squirming quite a lot on the exit there. And he's out of ERS also, so he'll be derating going down into the final corners. It may cost him time, but it'll be interesting to see if he comes into the box or if he does finish the lap. It did look like a fairly clean final sector, so he's probably going to finish the lap. And yes, he is. And where is he going to go? He goes up into P9. So Yoga up into P9. His championship rival is currently on provisional pole. Obviously, still 8 minutes to go in the session. Let's have a look around the track and see if anybody is finding time. You saw Arnold getting a little bit out of shape there. Let's go a little bit further down. Cal Scarrett sets his first lap time of the session at 1 minute 24.2. FRO Geordie has been validated. Terror Racer currently, he just improved by 1.5 seconds, and his first sector is improving by 2 tenths. So he needs to find a little bit more time to get himself up into the top 10. Currently on a 1 minute 23.8. Most cars out on track, bar 5. Sorry, I just felt something. That's what I was. Bar 5. So lap time will most likely be coming in very, very soon. There's an Alfa Romeo coming across the line. It's Lars Kramer. He's gone up into the 1 minute 22s also, currently into the top 4, the Alfa Romeo driver, as Terror Race is improving by 3 tenths. We'll look to see if he can find any more time in this final sector. Seems like cars are struggling a little bit on traction. To be fair, it kind of does seem like maybe the race is dry, just based on the drivability of the cars, or the way at least it looks like they're driving them. But I could be wrong. We'll have to wait and find out. Terror Racer about to come across the line, and he goes into P12 on a 1 minute 23.4. Let's have a look. I think Santeri was actually on the lap there. Yes, I think he actually improved a little bit by 1 tenth. So is he going to keep it in bounds? No, he doesn't. That corners can be very, very horrible to you, because you could be on a great lap, and all it takes is hitting that curb a little bit too much, and it will most certainly bounce you where you don't want to be, and that is out of bounds and off the track. So currently Michelizi's on the lap. He wants to set his first lap time. So hopefully he can get it across the line, and not that line, this line that's coming up. He'll want to make sure he can put a lap time on the board, and it's only good enough for last at the moment, or last of those that have set a lap time. So he'll want to improve, as Ronzeus actually invalidates on that corner. I don't believe he was going to improve. He was down by 2 tenths in the second. Lars Kramer, I believe, is out of fuel, as you can see the yellow flags being waved. Casizzle also is about to start a lap. Let's see if anybody else is on a lap further ahead. Kyle Scarrett, he improved in the first sector by just under a tenth. And he's lost some time in the middle sector, so it's not going to be probably the most impressive lap from him. But we do want to watch Ronzes, who seems to be the man in form at the moment. We'll watch the Red Bull driver around a lap of Imola and see whether or not he can put his car back up into P1. Not too long left in the session, but we do want to watch this lap and see how it unfolds. So they're very, very tricky. Looking very clean there. Very good change of direction, and he does keep it well within bounds, and he's actually improved by just over half a tenth. A little lock up there on the front left, but it won't trouble him too much, and he gets decent traction, almost getting onto the grass on the right there. We can watch this fast left-hander off board and see if he's going to keep it in bounds. No, he does it all, but he gets away without the invalidation. So he may have found a little bit of time there. Obviously, you know, the game can be very inconsistent with these things, and that looks very, very clean also, managing to get on the power without losing the rear too much as he found time. Yes, it's up by a 1/10.5. Is he going to... Oh, he's absolutely thrown it in there. Very, very aggressive. He may have lost time on the exit there, and there you go. I think he would have lost time there. So on the search for a little bit more time, Gonzalez was probably a bit too aggressive. We'll look to see if he's going to finish the lap. It sounds like he's backed out of it. Yeah. So he was up by a 1/10.5. It would have been enough for provisional pole, but he did send it, and unfortunately he did not get the results that he wanted. Will he go again though? He's got enough DRS to go again, so maybe he will just go for it again. And Zach is on soft tires. To be fair, the rain is really easing up, but I don't think it will dry out before the end of the session, so that's probably just him, filtering through his options there. Gonzalez again coming through the first sector. Probably doesn't look as clean as he did on the last lap, but we'll look to see his first sector. As he improved, he's down by a 1/10. So last lap he was up by just over half a 1/10, and this time he's down by a 1/10. So not looking as good, but the middle sector is probably where you can find the most time. So we'll look to see if he's going to throw it in and it will stick, and that looked a lot cleaner than he did on the last lap. Probably carried a little bit more speed, taking that inside curb. Ooh, getting a little bit wide on the entry there. Can he hold it together on the exit? Yes, he can, just about. As unfortunately, Dree is out of this session. He's crashed. Oh no, he's retired. And Gonzalez has found time. You see a lot more cautious there on this lap. Only up by 600ths of a second. It's a shame, because if he had done that on the last lap, he'd probably be on provisional pole already. But let's wait and see what he can do in the final two corners. There's a car up ahead. It's the Aston Martin that's just retired. Can he keep it together and inbounds and improve and go up into P1? He was up by just 600ths of a second. Is it going to be enough for provisional pole? Yes, it is, by 3,000ths of a second. Wow. So the gap between the top two is massive. So now we'll ride on board with Jerome, the man that is going to be facing him, it seems, at least for this pole position. Then again, Arnold has actually put himself up into P3, and he was also improving on that lap. Jerome up by just over a 1/10.5. So the lap times are probably going to come down before the end of this session. Still 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. So be interested to see if maybe we can just about dip into the 1:21. It'd have to be a very, very impressive lap. But currently, Jerome absolutely pushing the boundaries, and he's gone deep. Excuse me, he's gone deep, but he's not actually invalidated, but he has lost time. You can see he's down by 1,000th of a second. Is he going to send it? Yes, he does. And he keeps it inbounds nicely, loose on the rear, on the power. So surely he probably won't improve. Yeah, you can see he's backed out there. So Jerome's backed out. So they are finding it quite difficult. Oh, interestingly enough, Lars Kramer was actually up 3 attempts on his lap, but he invalidated. So it looks like we're going to have a fairly good shootout for pole, because Sizzle is going to be on a lap. Where is Ron Zeus actually is the question. Is he coming into the final sector? Yes, he is, and he was just down slightly. Has he backed off? I don't think he has. So let's watch him as he comes across the line. Is it going to be... No, he did back off. He's backed off. So we'll go on board with Sizzle. He's actually improving by 3/10 of a second now. So, oh wow, and Yogurt out of nowhere has... So Yogurt and Santeri, both drivers have gone into the 1:22.4. So the lap times are dropping. The top four covered by just under 1/10 of a second, and Sizzle improving by half a second. And he's absolutely destroyed that first curb, and he's kept it inbounds, and he's held it together under power. Is he going to be able to hold it together for the final two corners? Because this lap could be good enough for pole position. There's only 1 minute left in the session, so it's going to be this lap and maybe one more lap. And DRS is enabled. And Zach is currently on the soft compound tires. So surely this is an easy pole position, as Sizzle does improve. We've now got 3 drivers in the 1:22.4s, but Zach now looks like the man who's pulled the blinder, as he's on the soft tires and DRS is now enabled. So Zach surely has got an open goal at pole position, but where is everybody else on the track currently? And is anybody improving is the question. And Jerome's improved by probably just about 1/10 of a second, and he's got a provisional pole. But surely this pole position will go to Zach. But if it doesn't, then it would be an absolutely astonishing job by somebody to put it on pole position, or Zach throwing it away, because he's, like I said, got effectively an open goal. Really, all he has to do is keep it in bounds, and he will have pole position here in Imola. Excuse me. So let's see if he can do exactly that. It's going to be one lap. You call it one shot quality, call it what you want. He's going to be the man under pressure, and whether or not he can deliver, we're about to find out. It's very, very soon in regards to his first sector. Is he going to be up by enough to put him on pole? He is, easily. He's 9/10 up at the moment. Zach has pulled a blinder in regards to watching the track conditions. And like I said, as long as he keeps it in bounds, it's going to be pole position for the Ferrari man, as he's got the track at the exact right time, the perfect time. The stars have aligned for him almost. I believe it will mean, though, if it is a dry race, then he will have to start on the soft tyres. So that'll be interesting to know also. Obviously, everybody else could start on whatever tyres they want, and it's almost 2.5 seconds for Zach. So surely it can't go wrong now. He's only got 2 more corners to navigate before he's going to put that Ferrari on pole position, and I'm sure it will be pole position as Jerome still manages to improve, but unfortunately it won't be enough unless a mistake is made right here by Zach. And will mistakes be made? No, he knows that he does need to push it to the line, and he's even weaving before he gets to the line. Very cheeky, and he's put it on pole position on a 1:19.7. I almost thought for a second if he was gonna go into the line before the line, that would have been fairly hilarious. But it's pole position for Zach. He's pulled a blinder there in regards to strategy. The only man choosing to go for the soft tyres before the end of the session. Unfortunately for Jerome, it's not going to be pole position, but like I said, if it is a dry race, he will have a choice of tyres. So everybody actually, except for Zach, will have a free choice of tyres. So interesting to note that. Because he's all managing to put his car into P3. You can see between 3rd and 6th, they're effectively covered by 0.05 of a second. So basically nothing out there. So once again, we've got a very, very competitive grid at the moment in regards to times. It will also be interesting to know if anybody actually went for the wet setup and prioritized qualifying, because like I said, overtaking is not easy around Imola, so often that could be a good way to go. And is somebody on the lap? Is he on the lap? I'm sure qualifying was over, but it looks like we've actually got Lars Kramer currently on a lap on the soft tyres. I don't actually know how that's possible, but I believe he is on a lap. So maybe Zach won't be on pole position, but we're about to find out. And surely he won't be then, because it looks like somehow Lars Kramer's been able to complete a lap, and he's improving by 1.4 seconds. So it's going to be interesting to see if he does actually make that pole position, and whether or not Zach is actually going to regret doing all of that weaving that he was doing going down to the start-finish line. It looks like he may well do at the moment. There's 2 cars up ahead, where Lars Kramer may have to actually negotiate as they are going slow, being controlled by a computer. But he's going to get a beautiful slipstream now, all the way up to the line. And is it going to be pole position for Kramer somehow? No, it's not. But he is on the front row. How does that happen? I don't actually know. I'm sure qualifying was over. Wait, let me check this. Yeah, he was on an outlap when qualifying was over. Wow. Codemasters. Codies, I've done it again. I don't actually know. Wait, so what's going on then? So Lars Kramer wasn't actually... Oh, the session's not ending. Oh, my God. Wait, Kyle Scarrett is on a lap. Oh, my God. Game's bugging. Oh, no. Oh, mate. Oh, he took control of his car. Oh, mate. Lando Norris? What's going on here? Okay, so I believe we may have a lobby restart. As you can see, the game is glitched, as Kyle Scarrett is actually still out there on track. And that is how Lars Kramer managed to do that lap, which put him up into P2, as obviously qualifying was finished. What do you see? Okay, so what are we doing? not really sure why he's doing the lap, because he knows qualifying's over. I don't understand why he doesn't just retire. But okay, so I'm gonna quit out. So we're doing the restarts because the lobby's glitched. I think somebody joined. Somebody's joined mid-quali. Wait, what? Okay, so we will be back in a few moments once the lobby is set up to bring to you what I think will actually be a fairly good race at Imola. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be, but based on the time differences in qualifying, it seems like there's going to be a lot of action. So do stay tuned, and I'll be back in a few moments.